Mentoree Jeni White, hello and welcome back to Talking Trading.
Hi, Caroline. It's nice to be here again.
We did the mentor program together back in 2014, and I had vivid memories of talking to you that day, really nice memories talking to you that day. I can't believe it's been 8 years.
It's amazing, isn't it? And what a journey, and how lucky were we, to start that journey together and meet each other straight away. It was beautiful.
That's what I felt about it too. I thought it was it was one of the best memories I have of that day. So Jeni, tell us, so you did the mentor program in 2014. Have you gone on to do the boardroom?
Yes. I did the boardroom, not last year, the year before, or as in not this year, sorry, last year, the COVID year. I did the boardroom.
The two COVID years.
That's why I'm forgetting when it was, because the COVID year was not fun. So I did do the boardroom, but I did repeat again this year because everything just went a bit haywire that COVID year.
So let's talk about the impact COVID had on your trading. What happened for you in your systems?
So at the start of boardroom, we reviewed my coding and made some changes. And then I didn't get to use it for a while because COVID hit. There was the big fall, the macro was off, there was no trading. I was also under quite a lot of personal stress through, well, as a lot of people were, but, personal stress from injury and issues around work and things. And then when the macro came back on, I just was a bit, because of the changes to my formula, and I was just a bit wrong-footed, I suppose is the best way to put it, and so I thought I was okay. I didn't trade for quite some time. I thought I was okay. I thought, oh, okay, here we go. We'll get into this, get moving. But I made some bad decisions and I obviously just wasn't in a very good space. Yeah, so.
Totally understand.
Yeah, a lot of people, I'm sure, are in similar condition. Wasn't good.
So if we look at your trading journey from 2014 to now, 2021, oh my God, I can't believe it's been that long. How much has persistence played a role in your 8 years?
Oh, huge. Yeah, I think persistence is everything, If you get some good trades and then you think, oh, this is great, I've got it, I'm going great, I've got this, I can do this, and then something else will happen, or you fall off the perch a bit, or you have a big drawdown, or, and then you've just got to be able to, saddle up the horse again and get going, again, especially when you've been knocked around a little bit. And Chris and Louise's support for that was amazing too, to sort of have that support network around you when you're feeling like, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know if I can't seem to buy a winning trade at the moment, I've taken late signals. What on earth was I doing? So many things. But anyway, it's just been amazing having the support. I think that's the central thing, having that support. I've done Boardroom Lifer as well. So now I'm finding I'm getting a real mature support group of traders that have done more trading, a lot more than me. And, it becomes a real bank of help, really. Yeah, people that you can talk to, people that you can, throw ideas off. So it's great.
Help, support, maturity, experience, know-how.
Yeah. And Chris and Louise, of course, are always there too. But I was so nervous the first time I went for my trade review, because I honestly felt, I said to Louise, I feel like Chris is going to open up my tummy and I had this visual of him as a surgeon. He's going to slip me down the middle. He's going to get in there. He'll be in there up to his elbows, digging around. Like, oh, I'm so exposed.
Is trading what you expected it to be?
Not really, no. Well, parts of it are and parts of it aren't. It's sort of, it's a lot slower than I expected it to be. I did expect it to be, busy and, a bit more of that day trader kind of feel. So it takes a while to work into the rhythm and to know what to expect. And particularly when I started to try the shorter term systems, I expected them just to go, I still didn't realize. I'm thinking, daily, well, how come my trade hasn't done much for, it got going and then it's just sat there for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And I just didn't, I I felt like poking it with a stick. Come on. Yeah, so that was a bit strange. You'd sort of think, oh, nothing's happening. There's a lot of nothing happening.
So
Yeah.
can I ask you about what has performed well in terms of stocks in your portfolio?
So at the moment, I've got a few little uranium stocks that have gone really well. I took them back around about January, so they've gone really well. They're bouncing around a bit, so the fluctuations, I've got pyramids on, and the fluctuations have been, significant at times. I've also got some lithium stocks. I know a lot of mentorees have got, uranium and lithium, particularly lithium stocks at the moment. So we're all sort of on the same similar ride there. But the lithium's been really good. The uranium's been a bit more bouncy.
Do you think lithium's the new oil?
Oh, possibly. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we don't care. We just want to be in the trend.
That's right. Yeah. There's and the other thing that popped up recently was there's a hydrogen power PH2, a hydrogen power one that's looking pretty exciting at the minute.
Oh, Jeni, you sound like a pro. I can hear the massive amount of trading you've done. You mentioned pyramiding. Let's talk about pyramiding. How central is it to your trading plan?
I think learning about pyramiding from Chris and Louise was just a game changer. It really was. It's just, if you once you get over the fear of just going again, just, okay, righto, let's just put that back in there. Let's just go again. It's just central. The rewards at the end are incredible.
So can you describe a trade that went well for you, that you pyramided into and it trended?
Yes. So earlier on, well, at the moment, I've got a few that have got sort of that 3-4 pyramid level, but they haven't gone further yet. But I'm expecting that hoping that they will. You never know, but it's been a progression, I suppose, because I had a really good trade with APX, and it would have pyramided even better than I did, but at the time I was just learning my way and fairly tentative. So, but I've seen the benefit even of just taking 3 early positions. As long as those positions are early, then if the trade really runs, you do very well out of it. Yeah.
How do you
so I haven't had one yet that has 10 pyramids or anything like that, because I just haven't been on one that's done that yet since I've gotten more confident with it. But even just 3-4 pyramids in a trade early on can really make a big difference to your profitability. Yeah.
How good are you at taking that first early signal?
I'd love to say I'm brilliant at it, but obviously over the COVID hump, that was actually something that I did. I took some late signals. I think partially because we'd fiddled with my formula a little bit, and I kind of was not in the clear space to look at it and say, oh, that's a late signal, as opposed to, so it was the first signal that popped up on my formula with the scan, but it was a late signal, if you know what I mean. But I think because we just changed it a little bit, I was a bit sort of, oh, well, it's the first signal. Does that make sense?
Yes, massively. It makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. So then when we did the review with Chris and Louise, I was able to look back and say, oh yeah, well, normally I probably wouldn't have taken that because I would have realized it's a late signal, but it was like the coinciding of the changing of everything just sort of threw me a bit, and maybe I wasn't thinking as clearly as I would have liked to have been thinking either, with all the other stuff going on.
Just life and pressures.
Yeah, just life.
So how did you counter those pressures? What sort of support around you do you have regarding trading? You talked about the experienced people around you. What do they do for you? How much contact are you in with them?
So I have a buddy group through the Ringwood meeting, and I've made some very good friends there that, well, I had lunch with Pearl yesterday. So there's, and because they're local, I can actually often meet with them face to face. So, I mean, except when COVID was on and we've all been locked down. But aside from that, generally we would meet once a month. But quite often I have a small group that I would see more often than that. So that's fantastic. And, you hope that they pick you up when you go a bit off tap. If you start saying things that, are a bit out of line, that they'll pull you back into line fairly quickly. And Zoom, the invention of Zoom has been incredible, because we can all hop on there and we can share screen, look at the charts, talk about the chart, and know exactly what we're talking about. So there's multiple groups through there now. So sometimes the Ringwood group we do on Zoom as well. There's a boardroom group that we do on Zoom, which is great, just looking at current charts and what our scans have thrown up. There's a LIFA group now that we've started that's looking at more aggressively trading some of the really small cap shares, which has been really good too, like as a learning experience, as much as, so there's just so much on offer. And really, I think it could go even further. Like I've been thinking that, someone really could start a daily trading Zoom, on looking at, like as a group, you can achieve so much more, and it gives people so much more confidence if they know that other people are in there taking similar trades or taking the same trades. It gives you confidence, and you can bounce things off each other. What if we tried this with our risk management? What if we, so you can really experiment a bit more and think about things a bit more.
How much time do you spend trading devoted to it?
Oh, well, I'd love to say not much, but because I am so interested and excited and passionate about it, I do spend quite a lot of time, just looking at it, looking at charts and thinking about, perhaps, whilst I don't tinker, there's a line between tinkering but just thinking about, is there another way we could do this, or, and I'm still learning so much. Like, you start looking at ways to trade indexes, or, so you can spend hours. If you're interested and engaged, well, that's fine. Or you can spend as little time as, you can just run your system and this is what I do, and you're not changing anything, so it's really up to the individual.
Your passion really comes through, Jen.
Well, I am pretty passionate about it. Yeah, I do enjoy it. Yeah, especially those little shares. I just love it when I see a little share do a run, and I'm just like, yes, that's awesome.
I did that. I was in that.
Yeah, I was part of that one. Or they come up on the Zoom at the buddy group meeting and in someone's scan, and you go, I'm in this one. Spoiler alert, I'm in this one. Anyway, that's fun. They're like little kids,
It's great. It's like a sandpit. How supportive are Chris and Lou?
It is like a sandpit.
It's my toy. No, this is my game. It's my turn.
Yep. Yep. Big kids.
So Chris and Lou, you mentioned you were afraid that Chris was going to dissect your bowels.
I just had this vision of him, up to his elbows in my stomach, looking at because just the first time. The second time was fine, but because once you've had the experience and that they're coming from a kind, caring, perception, that they're just wonderful when you go and see them. But you just feel very vulnerable.
Yes.
When especially if you present everything and you just go, there it is, like every mistake, every good thing, it's just all there. It does feel vulnerable.
Oh my goodness. So life before the mentor program, before 2014, and life now in 2021 after the mentor program and boardroom? What's the difference?
It's hard to even compare, really. I think when I first started, I just had no idea what a journey I'd be on. No idea. Like I thought, I'll learn about this and it'll just be another thing, another feather, another, but I had no idea like the depth that the journey could take if I wanted it to be that way.
Have you grown psychologically?
Oh, enormously. Yeah, enormously. Yeah. And, I've utilized some of the other people that you've had on the forum as well, that you've had on the forum and on your program. Like you had Andrew McComb on recently. So I've done some coaching with him and he's been amazing with, you sort of think, oh, like I feel I'm so much better with regards to fear than what I was when I started. But working with him has taken it to another level, just dealing with some of the stuff that could be holding you back that you didn't even know was holding you back. You had no idea.
Yeah.
So that was great. And I've done some work with Rick too, Rick Schnabel. Yeah, so it's just amazing what you can uncover as you start, delving, and you don't necessarily realize that it's affecting you as much as we have no idea how much it's affecting you until you deal with it. And then you sort of go, oh, well, I don't feel that horrible nervous feeling anymore when something's going up. I used to get this nervous feeling when something was going up. Right? Like, isn't that backwards? I should be happy when something's going up, and it'd start going up and I'd be going, oh my God, don't go too fast. Don't go, Seriously, I did. Don't go too fast. I won't be able to handle that. Just go slowly. I'm like trying to think, oh, just behave yourself. Do what
part
I
of
say.
Trading do you like the best?
Oh gosh. I do like pyramiding. I do like it when I see that red chandelier go ping up to break even and I go, oh, I get to go again. That'll be fun. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
So last words for traders at the moment and where you're at and what you're doing and the tribe you're with.
So the tribe I'm with, thank you. You're beautiful. I don't know what I'd do without you. All levels, all of the groups. And if you feel like you want to other traders that aren't involved, if you feel like you want a sense of community and you want to learn something, perhaps probably quite different to what you've learned before, or maybe not, I don't know, it depends where you're at, I suppose. Certainly to beginner traders, I wouldn't hesitate to join the mentor program. There's just so much to learn and they'll take you in any direction you want to go. But I mean, the basic equity system that we learn is just fantastic. Yeah. And the maturity you get, along the way, just applying it, what you learn about yourself. In fact, that's probably one of my favorite things, I think, is what you learn about yourself along the way.
What have you learned about yourself, lovely Jeni?
Oh, well, as I just went down the line of, I've learned there was a lot of things in my subconscious probably holding me back, which has been amazing. But I've also learned that I'm a risk taker. Like I'm pretty happy to pile in to risk. That doesn't worry me, which surprised me because I wouldn't have said I probably was before I started. I was very, it's got to get it, as soon as there'd be a fall, I'd be very anxious. But actually, I'm quite. I think I am a bit of a risk taker, Yeah, so I've probably learned that.
Gutsy lady. Yeah. I can't believe it's been 8 years. I can't believe it. Your journey sounds incredible. It's so amazing to see where you are today, both psychologically and trading wise. Please come again on Talking Trading. Please tell us more about your red chandeliers and your pyramiding.
Thanks, Caroline. It's been a pleasure. So you're so lovely to talk to. That's the other thing. Any mentorees that want to come and talk to Caroline, she makes it very easy. It's beautiful.
Thanks, lovely lady.
So much. Thank you.